opportunity of creating in their areas lead markets in their vicinities, which could be lead markets for global innovation. So identifying those great ideas together with public sector, which could create a lead market to Solsona or Catalonia, and push them with this type of innovative funding instruments. Of course, it needs venture capital, some risk capital, but these are some of the things that we share in the community. How do we then make the change? How we kind of make the... Now I'll show you a few of the national initiatives. Since we started this from MIT first in Finland, 2001, we have now worked already extensively, so we have a kind of industry association who is pushing a kind of a national issue of let's create Finland as a global living lab test bed where everybody, all citizens, kind of have a mentality of being kind of beta testers, the testers for new applications. And in the biggest living labs, which only are sizes of 10,000 residents, we see already this type of a thing that actually the citizens are not tired of testing new things, they want to test new things. It's just kind of demographic analysis. The students are the most eager to test services. But what was surprising was that pensioners, retirees, they were the second most eager to test new ICT applications, which was completely surprising. So again, those people want to see change happening. They have time to work with new ideas. And the first, what I know, the first living labs which went private and created a global private business took place with an innovation where a kind of interactive IPV TV was created to elderly people's homes. So two-way communication from an IP TV which created communities, self-managed communities in 7 cities, elderly people who started creating contents to the broadcast network. So, and that was then transferred to Japan. And then Philips Applied Technologies invested into it and created their second open InnoLab in Espoo, Finland. So we see already some living labs going into the global markets and becoming even private. So which is great to see. The last year, I just returned back from Holland. I was told by this is not, it looks like a Harry Potter or the father of Harry Potter. It's the Prime Minister of Holland, Mr. Balkenende. And then they called me some conference like this in Amsterdam. I was talking, and they asked, could I come to Amsterdam and work for a year, sharing the national innovation strategy, user-driven open innovation in living labs. So I agreed because for Nokia it's the same era physically, so even closer. Amsterdam is closer than Helsinki to the big hubs. So I was working, they provided me consultants and a bank, and we created a strategy that is now going forward. I'm now handing over my book on living labs, and then we created a kind of interoperability cube. A kind of a cube that you can understand how it's not only technical interoperability, it's social, it's behavioral, it's personal, it's regional. You have to take everything into account in order to create sustainable services. Okay, now I'll go more specific to the rural cases, and myself, I haven't worked that much in the rural cases. However, I have been involved with one of the biggest projects, which is actually coordinated by Traxa, where we have 2 living labs. One is in Soria, close here, and another one is in the coastal Andalusian side, looking at the issue of fishermen and doing innovation with the fishermen community. But that extends then to Finland. I hope that I have time to show you some film about the evidence how we develop in the Finnish after the last of living. So definitely should not be seen as focus on our agriculture. No, which connected people and innovations. One example, which I can give from Nokia context of the great power of innovation in the rural areas, in this archipelago rural living lab, what we had, it was 1988 when people started moving out from the countryside to the cities. We had the same problem very much 20 years ago in Finland. So telephone switches were still analog. So we still had kind of a centralized telephone switches where you had to have many female people doing the switching of telephone. They just ran out of people and they came to Nokia and said, hey, you guys, you do telephones and you do PCs. Why cannot you put a PC in the central of telephone switch? And we thought, let's try it. And we came up with a product which was a digital switch in an archipelago area where they needed that. So the need of those people created the innovation. For us going into a very marginal market where we had only 600 residents. And that product became one of the great products of Nokia and brought so much money to Nokia that after that we went to the mobile telephone. Actually, Ericsson did it very similarly at the same time in Sweden. I think they were like 3 months later with the digital switch. And that was also brought into the rural areas first in the northern Sweden. So again, the need of people created a global, tremendous innovation, and then it became a hit, at least for us, and of course for the operators themselves. So this is the big project which is ending end of this year. Here are the partners who work now with sites in different countries. We also have a wonderful site in South Africa. That's again kind of a leading rural site in Southern Africa area where we now see extensions to Angola, Lesotho, Mozambique, and Zambia. So now we see already a Southern African rural network emerging, where again big industries like SAP are very much focusing. Nokia is also putting some resources there. So great things happening in surprising areas where we have taken really labs. Praxa is here coordinating from Spain, and there's some of the partners. Some of the challenges, I mean, we do have challenges in rural areas. We don't have that much resources, we don't have facilities, so everything, all the innovation has to be facilitated in much smaller scale, more distributed way. And then we have to link into the kind of regional centers for helping in research and development. So regional universities, they have to escape to the more distributed sites of innovation, and you will see in the film how we have been succeeding in it. So some of the kind of challenges of the rural environment for living like, and we of course in Nokia we promote the kind of wireless access to services, more and more powerful mobile handsets which replace computers. Again, we have several examples of data-led services by mobiles. And again, naturally, in the islands where you don't have a wired access necessarily. So again, the kind of last mile of creates, because of its specific harsh conditions, creates great innovations. And this is the archipelago living that we will have. We will see a little bit the film. So as you see, meetings are held in people, small entrepreneurs. Usually they don't have offices; they work from their farmhouses. Meetings and innovation take place in kitchens and other environments. So all resources have to be kind of mobilized for innovation. We talk about many times about in user-centered research that we need diverse and large amount of people to test and validate services. many of us in the research believe that it's actually the research setting which is more important. You don't need to have that many kind of samples